Yo, what is the dealio, man? In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down how you can set up your Webull Desktop and how you can get in your trades faster and out of your trades faster. All right. When I started trading, it was I was using mobile. All right, so I was using my phone. So I would be looking at the charts on my computer, and then I would be getting into my trades on my phone, and I would be getting out of trades on my phone. Now, over time, I started to see that sometimes I didn't get filled fast enough to get in trades. I didn't get filled fast enough to get out of trades. So what happens is you start to lose a little bit of money here and there, and that money adds up, which you could be making, right? So when we're talking about the Webull Desktop, I'm able to get in trades in one click, and I'm able to get out of trades in one click as well. All right. So there's some cool stuff, some dope stuff on the desktop that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you my setup, and then we're going to build a setup from scratch that's blank. All right. So let's go into the computer and let's get it. All right. So we have right here, we got Webull Desktop, right? So as you can see, this is my options change. So this is my setup. I have the charts, and then I have my watch list right here. All right. So let's say I want to get into a trade. Let's say I want to get into HIMS. So I would click on it. This is the chart. I look at my chart on TradingView, but then I would go to options. Now, let's say I want to get into a call on HIMS. I will go to my turbo trader right here, and I'm going to show you guys how to set all this stuff up. My turbo trader right here. I click on the contract, which is 61. I have 4 contracts preloaded. I could have 10 contracts preloaded if I wanted to. And then whenever it's time, I just click on buy. Now I have it set up to where I can buy at bid, I could buy at mid, and I could buy at ask if I wanted to, right? I could also have it where I could sell at bid, sell at mid, and sell at ask, and I could also sell at market. If it's moving too fast and I just need to get out, then I'll sell at market, right? Now also, this is an order confirmation. I took this order confirmation off, which means that when I click buy, order confirmation does not pop up. So I'm literally getting into these trades the second that I click the button. And then we have a stop loss, right? So let's say I want to buy in, and you have take profit too. So let's say I want to get 10 contracts of HIMS at the 61 strike price, and I want to turn my stop loss on. You see how it updated right there? So look at the buy button and the ask button, right? So I want a 10% stop loss, but let's say I want to have a 20% stop loss. I'll just update that, and then boom. So I could buy 10 contracts with a 20% stop loss. Now let's say I have a 5% take profit, or I want a 5% take profit. So I can say, hey, when I get in this trade, I'm going to buy 10 contracts. When I get into this trade, if I'm up 5%, stop me out in 5% profit. So that's what this is for. So you can have both of these set, preset, and you can just click the button, and that is it. All right. So I'm going to turn these off, and then below here, you could like cancel your orders if you wanted to. When you have orders sitting. I don't have any orders pending right now, so I don't have to cancel any of these orders. So this is really what I'm using it for. And then the positions tab, when I'm in a position, it lets me know how much I'm up, how much I'm down, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So let's say that I wanted to set up my Webull, right? So I'm going to go right here to custom, and then I'm going to click on blank layout. And then right here, I'm going to click on chart. All right. So now you see we got the chart right here. And then I'm also going to click on options. And then we got the options chain right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this over here, and then boom. Now we have the options, right? So what this is this is the chart, and this is the options. And then what happens is I'm going to go to watch list. Is there a watch list? Trade. And we're going to go to watch list, stocks. Where's the watch list at? News. If you want to put news, you could go to news, and then you could put news right up here as well. All right. So now we got the chart, we got the options chain, and we have news. general watch list. So we got watch list, and then we're going to slide this over to the side. So what we're gonna do is we're going to slide this here and slide this over here, and then make it smaller. We're gonna make this smaller right here, and then bring it down like this. All right, so you can have your watch list look like that if you want, however you want it to look. So scroll here, right? You could say recently viewed, or you could go to your watch list. So my watch list is right here, so you can go right there. But I don't use this one right here, so I'm gonna delete this, remove this, because I have my watch list right here under stocks, right? So this is what I'm doing. So I have it under here. So this is already inside of my account. So when you have your account, your watch list will be on the side, and that way you can just go to whatever stock you want to trade, and you can say, okay, I want to trade Shopify. Here's the options chain. Click right here under Turbo Trader, and then boom, it's already loaded right there, right? So let's go back to where we were just at. Let's go back to where we were just at. All right, cool. So we got chart, options, news. Okay. Now what we're also gonna do is we're gonna set up trade stocks right here. Okay. So you have an order entry. You're gonna do order entry right here, and then you're gonna do Turbo Trader right here. Put it under there. All right. Make sure it's in there. There we go. Turbo Trader. And then you want to do positions, so that way you can see where your positions are at when you're inside of a trade. Positions. All right, cool. And then you can do this right here. I like having it like right here. All right. Then you have performance if you want, price ladder, all that stuff. But I just like Turbo Trader, positions, right? And then if you want to as well, you can click on alert message, all right? And then you can have alerts go off, right? So now this is my favorite part. So what we're gonna do is on a Turbo Trader, we're gonna set up our preset buttons. So we're going to go here. So you see right here where it says stock order and then place an options order, all right? So because I'm trading options on my Webull, I'm gonna turn off my stock. I'm gonna turn off my stock. So we're gonna go here, and then under buttons, right? We're gonna have buy market. We're gonna turn it, because this is for stocks. I'm not buying shares, I'm buying options. So I'm gonna turn off all the buttons for the stocks, all right? Now, as you can see right here, only have buttons for options, right? So we're gonna go back to settings, and then we're gonna go down here. Now I'm gonna turn these off, and then I'm gonna turn them back on because I wanna set it up a certain way, all right? So you see how you have, for options, you could buy at market, you could buy at bid, you could buy at ask, right? And you could buy at mid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put buy market, buy bid, buy mid, and then buy ask, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna go to sell, right? I'm gonna sell at bid, I'm going to sell at mid, I'm going to sell at ask, and then I'm going to sell at market, all right? Boom. Now, these are all preset buttons. So all I have to do is go to my, go right here, come down here real quick, all right? And make this come down here. Let's come down here, all right, cool. So let's just say we want to make this bigger. All right. And then let's say I want to go to my watch list right there. All right. So then you see I have all these set up right here. And so I'm going to say, okay, I want to trade AMD. All right. Now, if I go to my my Google Chrome, my charts, and I want to look at it, I'm gonna say, okay, let's say this is Boeing right now. So let's go to Boeing. So we're gonna go to Boeing. Where's Boeing at? Right here. And we're gonna say, okay, I'm looking at the charts. Right here, this isn't a trade that I would take. Let's say there's a trade that I would actually take. Let's look at Palantir. Let's look at Alibaba. Let's look at Apple. Market is not the prettiest today. Let's look at MU. All right, let's see what that's looking like once it loads. It's not loading. NVIDIA. All right, let's go back to MU. All right, so let's say I'm like, all right, I want to get into a call on NVIDIA, right? So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna get here, and then I'm going to look at my strike price, and it shows you the bid, the ask, and the ask, right? So my spread is literally 1 and 2 cents between my contracts, okay? So that's pretty good. So if the stock right now is at 134, and I want to get, let's say let's say I want to do a 133 or a 135 strike price because it's at 134.24. I think that we can head to 135. Then I'll say, okay, let me get a 135 strike price. So here's the price right here. So I'm going to click right here. It highlights right here, and then you just set however many contracts you want. So let's say I want to do 5 contracts on NVIDIA, and I want to set a 15% stop loss. I go 15%, set the stop loss, and now my order is already set to buy in. Okay, so it'll buy in at stop loss. It'll buy in at the price, the mid price. Okay, and then I will enter in, and I will already have a stop loss. Now the good part about it is when we go to the chart, when you get into your play or your trade, what happens is it'll show you right here. So it's going to show you what your average price is on the chart, right? You see how this isn't the stock price, this is the contract price, right? So it's going to show you what your price is, and then it's going to show you what your stop loss is. So if you set a 15% stop loss, you're going to have it right here. And then what happens is, let's say the stock starts to go up and you're up in your trade 15%. You can literally take your stop loss, drag it up, and then adjust it. And then as the stock keeps going up, you can keep adjusting your stop loss. And then when the stock does end up coming down, you will be able to make that profit. Okay. So yeah, I love Webull Desktop now. I'm able to get in and out of trades. So when I get out, sometimes I'll sell at mid and sometimes I'll sell at market. It just depends on if the stock is going very, very, very fast. All right. And then here's the settings. Now let's say that you want to add a couple more. Let's say you want to sell at a specific price, right? So you can say, okay, go to option, go to custom right here, go to, let's say you want to buy in at bid plus a variable. Okay, buy in at bid plus. So you're going to click here, create. Now you could customize your button. Okay, so you could say, I want to buy in a limit type order. I want to buy at the bid. Okay, but I want it to round to the nearest price, and I want the offset to be, let's just say 0.05 cents. Okay, because sometimes you may enter at bid and you may not fill, but you could get a better price if you buy at the bid plus a little 5 cents or something like that. Okay, but you could customize your buttons to make them what you want, and then when you do that, all that happens is and you just have to click on the button and it'll pop up right here. All right, but I like these buttons right here. These are my go-tos right here. I usually don't buy at the market. I usually buy at my mid right here, and then I'll buy at my mid right here, and then I'll sell at either mid or market. It just depends on if the market is going fast or slow. All right. And if you want to, if we go back to custom, if you want to, there are other things that you can do as well. Add widgets. And then like you can do a whole bunch of things right here. I like to keep mine simple because my charts are right here. I don't have a lot of stuff. I just like to have my charts, and I like to have my options chain just to be able to execute trades. But if you go to quotes, you can get statistics, time sales. You could do all kind of things here. You got order books right here. You trade, all different types of ways to get in positions, your account info and things like that. But your banking, your performance, right? But I don't have all of that stuff because I don't want to have too much stuff on my desktop. I just like to keep it super simple, and I like to make sure that I'm able to get in these trades and out of these trades pretty quickly. Okay, so with that being said, that is how you set up your desktop. It's very simple. All right, it's very simple. Now, when you first get on, you may have a couple little questions or whatever. Go ahead, call Webull, have them answer those questions. But for the most part, that's how you set it up. And that is how you can get in your trades very fast and get out of your trades very fast. Because when I'm on mobile, it takes me about 2 to 3 steps. And we're talking 2 to 4% per trade that I could be missing out on in the positive, even if I'm getting stopped out, right? So I love Webull Desktop, and I highly, highly, highly co-sign it. And I highly encourage you to get on your Webull Desktop and trade from there, all right? So like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.